it's a pretty new Super Performance. Low miles. It's got a 427 Windsor in it. I think it's a Roush motor. They run good. They put a bunch of those engines in these cars, so they aluminum head, roller cam. Pretty reliable. Make decent power, enough for a Cobra. But, we just put a new carburetor on this thing. We put this is the second one. A guy named Luke Siebert out of Kansas, up there where Troy's from. He built one for this one and for Don Wallace's car, that black one. And man, so far they've been excellent. This one's got about an 835 CFM. Super smooth. They start up good, idle good. It's a CNC main body, billet meter and block, so much nicer piece than out of the box cast aluminum piece. So many problems with the cast aluminum, with just core casting problems, you know. But yeah, so far his stuff's worked really good for us. Yellow cars. So we tuned it, gave it a full inspection. You know, all the new cars people buy, they bring it, you know, new Cobras, bring them to us because you never really know what you're buying. So try to make sure nothing's going to fall off. Stumble. Car hooks up really well. It's got some 305s on the back. This car's got 18s on it, which I really like. You'll see it in the video, but it's got a red stripe. Kind of modern looking, but it's tough. First gear is basically useless in a Cobra. That little bit of cackle you hear, you know, if you got a big cam and the carburetor's right, you'll kind of hear that when you're just cruising. It's just still got a little chop to it. It's actually, if you got one tuned right, they just kind of have that sound. If it's too much, then it's too rich, like if it's really bad. But if it's just kind of doing that little bit of chop, everything's working the way it's supposed to. This has got 5-speed Tremec in it, probably TKO. This is a backdraft car. It's actually got a 6-speed in it. out of South Africa. It's got the same engine as the last one. It's got that 427 Windsor, 550 horse, 520 pounds of torque. So identical to that other one. This one's got a different carburetor on it. This is before we got with the Seabrook guy. This has got a Black Diamond 750 by Quick Fuel. They're good carburetor. We have to tune them. They're way too rich out of the box, but they're basically the same carburetor, but they're not all CNC. They're not quite as nice. But as you'll see, I mean, it runs really, really well. We've got our tune-up in it. We usually got to change the jets, change the air bleeds, clean up the idle a little bit. Get you one of those. It's got the custom paint on it. Typical of a backdraft. After they get a little older, I don't know, it's something in the muffler starts making some noise like that. Scary. You got to get about halfway before it really starts hitting the brakes. I don't know if it's the booster or the master, but I mean, it'll stop. It never gets close to the floor, but kind of weird. Screw that wouldn't rust. Needs a stainless bolt in it. sure it's going to perform right.